Welcome to the channel and good to have you back again. If it is your first time here, we are a channel that deals with magic for the hobbyist and the amateur. So there's no professional stuff here. It's stuff that you can do at home to friends and family. Now, got a great trick for you. In fact, this one is all about gambling. You see, gamblers love high value cards. Let me show you this. I'm going to remove 4 cards, and you probably guess what I'm going to remove because they're often referred to as the highest value cards in any deck. And that's because they are the 4 aces. Now we've got 4 aces here. If I was to ask you, which is your favourite ace? The ace of spades. Most people say that. You see, mine is the ace of love, the ace of hearts. But what I'm going to do is to take 3, 6, 9, 12 cards. We don't need the whole pack. We'll just use these cards here. And what I'm going to do is to take 3 cards and place them onto each ace, like this. What am I doing here? Well, this is what a gambler would do to make sure that they always ended up with the aces in their hand. It's called a stack. You may have heard this. Gamblers stack the cards. So when a dealer deals out some hands of cards, the gambler knows he's going to end up with all the aces in his hand. Simple as that. So with the cards dealt, let me show you a bit of a magic trick involving this. Now, if we take the aces, and if you can just put your finger on any one of these. In fact, let me just mix these up a little bit. Just put your finger onto any one of these. This one here, I'm going to just pull these over here. Let's get rid of these. Now we've got 2 packets of cards. This one chosen at random by you. Now if I take my 4 ace pile and take the cards that you chose, let's see what you got. Okay, pretty rubbish card, but we're going to use one of these and swap them over. You see, as a magician, we can cause strange things to happen. Just by moving one ace, I can cause the aces to follow aces. It really is true. Watch. And there is the ace. I kid you not, because the other aces follow. Now I know what you think. I bet he's using more than 4 aces. And as you can see, nothing there. But remember, you could have picked one of these packets, and yet the aces really have managed to follow the leader ace. Here is the tutorial for this particular trick. It's one of the first card tricks I ever learned from a beginner's book in magic. Must be over 50 years ago when I was a young lad. And I still perform this today because it's quick, simple, there's no preparation needed, and it's pretty much self-working. So what you do is you remove the 4 aces. They could be the 4 kings, the 4 queens. I like the aces. You place these out on the table. You then deal 3 cards onto each of these. And the 3 cards, it doesn't matter what they are, you put those on there. The rest of the deck you don't need. The aces go at the bottom. And you talk about gamblers stacking the cards so that when you gather the cards, you've got what we call a stack. And we deal out 4 hands of cards, meaning that you get this. Now watch what happens. I don't use my hand to display this. What I do is I take the next card and I use it to flip this over. But do you notice what I'm doing here? That card I just pushed off the top is returned to the bottom. That's all you do. So when you deal the cards, casually do this, but don't make a deal of it. Okay, don't kind of flag it up. I'm just going to use this to flip it over. Let me just do that again. Do it in a natural move. The dealer deals out the cards and you end up with all the aces in your hand. What you've now done is, by putting that card to the bottom, the sequence is now out by 1. So if I deal the cards here, the aces are going to be dealt to this packet, not here. So you deal the cards out. The spectator believes the aces are here, and you can square these up and just flash them again. Don't make a big issue about it. Just give them a little glimpse as you pick them up and say, I end up with the ace pile. Now, you don't have to do a magician's force. You could just say, I tell you what, out of all of these cards, I'm going to use any one of these packets. And you can just square them up and show these. Just say, look, we're going to pick up one of these packets, maybe this one. You could do that. I often like to get them to choose, and I mix these up. Remember, they need to choose this one because it's the one with the 3 aces in. And I mix these up, and then I say to them, I normally put it in the middle and say to them, just put your finger onto any one. Now, most of the time people go for the middle one. If they go for that, you can eliminate these. If they go for this one, ask them to put another finger on any other one. If they go for this one, you keep that. If they go for these, you move this out of the way and then say, just lift your finger up. If they lift it up off of this one, you grab these and say, we're going to use these on that. I'm not going to go in the ins and outs of that. It's a magician's force. As I said, you don't have to do that. You can just pick that yourself, put these over here, and then the rest of it is all performance, because you say, I'm going to take from my aces any ace. I've just taken that bottom ace. I'm going to take one of your cards, and you can just appear to pull the card out. I'm pulling out the bottom card, and you say, I've got these 2 cards here. I'm going to swap them over. Add this one here and this one onto the chosen pile, and the rest of it is just revealing that the aces always follow aces. And trust me, every time I've done this, people grab this. They believe there's still aces here. They think you're cheating, and they can examine any of these, and like all good tricks, you can say, remember, you could have picked any of these packets, and that's what strengthens this effect. A self-worker, hope you enjoyed that. I know it is a basic one, but if you're a beginner, it's great. And even if you've done magic for a long time, include this. It's simple, and it's a great way of getting into magic, because if you're slightly nervous about doing card tricks, always stick with a simple one to begin with to overcome your nervousness as you perform. Practice and enjoy.